Hello everybody, Greg Winslow here. I wanted to share some thoughts with you on this video blog about the children of Israel when they were delivered from slavery and were being brought by God into the land flowing with milk and honey. Now, flowing gives the idea of an abundance, of a continual flow. It's not going to be a scarcity. It's not a land of scarcity, but a land of abundance. And that was God's plan. And so God releases his people from slavery and for a very short time brings them through the desert en route to the land flowing with milk and honey, known as the Promised Land. However, while in the desert, their circumstances get difficult. And as a result, they begin to complain. Their outward circumstances begin to dictate situations in their life, and they begin to complain and grumble and murmur. That complaining attitude, that attitude of grumbling, complaining, kept them in that land they were not supposed to live in for the next 40 years. As a matter of fact, they were just supposed to pass through, but they ended up dying in that very place. They stayed in lack. They stayed in need because their attitude was always grumbling and always complaining. Never grateful for being delivered, never grateful for where they were being brought, but always a complaining attitude of never having enough. And with this, I would like to challenge you. How is your life today? Would you say that you are in abundance, a flowing of God's blessing, a flowing of blessing over your life as God intended? Or are you in lack? Are you just barely making it? Are you struggling to make ends meet? If so, check what's coming out of your mouth. It could be that grumbling and complaining about your present difficult circumstances, which are temporary and will pass, are keeping you in a place where God does not want you to be. Remember, God's plan delivering you from this world in the first place was to take you into a land, a lifestyle so much better, so much bigger, so much more flowing with his blessing and with his presence, that a lot of times we fall short because we complain about a present circumstance that is right now pressing us, pressing out around us. It's very easy to grumble. It's very easy to complain. It's very easy to look at our situations and they become our deciding force, the thing that we make all our decisions on. But I want to encourage you today. Grumbling and complaining is what kept them there. In gratefulness and thankfulness, a place of faith. As a matter of fact, when you're faithful and thankful, you're in a place of faith, will get you out of there. So if you're struggling today and you have lack, you're not in that land flowing with milk and honey. You're not in that position of seeing God's blessing like you should be, like he wants you to have. You might need to modify what comes out of your mouth. You might need to modify an ungrateful heart. You might need to examine your heart and say, you know what, I need to become grateful. I need to become believing that God has more for me, because God has more for you. The fact that you were delivered from a lifestyle of sin proves God has more for you. But getting there requires us to pass through some difficult time. But in that difficult time, we want to make sure that we keep a thankful heart, a grateful heart, a heart of faith focused on the Lord. And as we do, we'll begin to come into that land flowing as God promised. It's really our decision to how far we're going to go, to how much blessing we're going to see, how God's Spirit will mold and move in our life. And a thankful heart is the vehicle which gets us there. A thankful heart, a believing heart. A thankful heart is a believing heart. When we are thankful and we believe, we will get to where God wants us to be. That's all for now. Thank you and God bless.